Hey guys, welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. I'm Nicole, and I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Adam and Becca, and we have a third host today.
Hello.
Bree is here.
A fourth,
Yay.
but you know, respectfully.
I mean a fourth.
Fuck you.
Listen, I did real bad math class, okay?
Welcome, Bree.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome.
you.
I love that we're doing this because I feel like we did have you on the pod, but you were kind of like, weren't you in the background?
Yeah, just because I was just at Nicole's house.
Yeah, so now it's like official. Now you've been officially introduced to the pod gang.
Yeah, I feel like we've been wanting to do this for the past 9 seasons, to be honest. And now we're like, oh shit, Potted Together is going away. So maybe we should finally have Bree on.
Thank you for having me. So exciting.
Yeah. We love you and everybody loves you. So I knew everybody was going to be excited about this episode.
Yes.
So we can't wait to chat with you. So we kind of collectively gathered up some questions for you. And Bree doesn't know any of these questions.
I don't.
I asked her, I was like, do you want to be prepped? And she's like, actually, I kind of just want to be, surprised.
The overthinker in me was like, if you tell me before, I'm going to have 5 pages of notes written out.
Yeah, I get that.
And why do that to yourself,
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, for starters, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself more so, like your page, your handles, your Instagram handles, what you do. We want to know about you for the people that don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm Bree. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
I just changed my name on my handle to Apothecary Gardens. And I do,
It's so cute.
I mean, plants, obviously. But then art, crafts, DIY, baking. Yeah.
I love how you say it so
Sewing,
like nonchalant.
embroidery.
Yeah, just all the things you do. Here's this long list of your talents.
Tattoo
I
artist.
dabble in a little art. No, Bree's an
guys.
artist. Okay. Sorry, but you are.
Thank you. That's hard for me to say. I actually was just with like a spouse group of the school here, and they were asking about, what I do. And I'm like, I draw, like I dabble in art. Artist. I guess I'm an artist. And they're like, wow, that was hard to get out.
My job is art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so it is. I'm working on saying I'm an artist. So there we go.
Good.
Yes.
You're an
well,
artist, a very talented artist.
Very talented.
Artist.
Artist. I'm
The
the
artist of
artiest artist.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I have 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. Great kids.
They're great. 12
Such a
and
good
How
mom.
did you start plants?
So I like to say I've been growing plants since I was a teenager. I've only been successfully growing and not killing them for like 7 years. Used to kill everything. My husband used to tease me that I liked to bring things home just to watch them die slowly. But my mom she's a huge plant lady, but outdoor. She has 3 acres of just gorgeous, like manicured gardens. So I've always loved plants because she always had me out planting things with her.
Yeah.
But because we move so frequently, I never did outdoor gardening. And the ADHD in me, out of sight, out of mind. So if it's outside and I don't see it, I'm not really taking care of it like I should.
Yeah.
So I tried to do indoor, and I had things here and there. And then I got into cactus and succulents. Those lived because I am a classic underwater. And then once those, like, I realized I could keep those alive, and then it just slowly snowballed.
As it does.
So, yeah.
So growing up in Utah, was there like a lot? Wait, southern or northern Utah?
So I'm northern, and it's still technically a desert, but not the same. It's like mountainous desert. So, but
Yeah.
we used to go to southern Utah a lot, and there are cacti down there. Not like Arizona, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's like I love southern Utah, like such a beautiful
yeah,
desert.
I've
and
never
it's
been.
you gotta go.
Oh, it's so beautiful, Nicole.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
It's
I
gorgeous.
I want to go so bad. I was telling her, I was like, I really want to go to Utah, and I should really try to get there before you maybe aren't in that area anymore, you know?
Yeah. I'll take you all around.
So what was the hardest part about moving to where you're at now? Because you just had a recent change of scenery. You moved from Wisconsin.
I did. Just leaving Wisconsin was the hardest part because I loved it so much. And then we were here before.
So you already had experience of knowing like the vibe.
Yeah. And it was weird. It was very weird coming back to somewhere I've lived before because that's never happened.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting, like, yeah, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
What did you like about Wisconsin? And okay, would you go back to Wisconsin then?
Oh, 100%. I would happily retire there. Like, I loved it. I have found I'm a forest person. Like, love the forest.
She was a fairy.
I was a fairy.
Literally.
And I love the cold. So this was a fun fact. I had lived somewhere warm for like 10 years before we moved to Wisconsin because we were California, Texas, southern. And we moved to Wisconsin and I was like, oh, I'm not anxious anymore. And I'm like, maybe it was just the move. No, I have reverse seasonal disorder.
So do I.
So I love like the fall, winter months. I'm just peaceful as a pumpkin. So
people don't get that. People literally don't get it. Like,
no.
I hate the summer so much, and people are just like, "What is wrong with you?"
I know.
It's truly a thing.
It
like,
is.
I just hate it's the heat.
The
Makes me
heat, and
mad.
like I'm anxious all summer,
Mhm.
and I think it's that feeling of like I should be out enjoying it, but I hate it, so I don't want to be. So it's just like,
don't invite me anywhere.
Yeah. And I just like
No,
I feel
thanks.
sick in the heat, so I just
Yeah.
I just love the cold, which is weird.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, but I was like, oh, wasn't
I love
anxious
to
for
just
9 years.
snuggle up in the cold, like just like grab 100 blankets and just be like, this is good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
it.
that's sweet. Well, I would love for you to move back to Wisconsin for my own selfish reasons.
I
but
know.
That's okay. Wisconsin is beautiful, though.
It is beautiful.
it
It's
is.
sneaky beautiful. I had no idea. It's
Yep.
so
Yeah.
pretty.
I always went tubing in Wisconsin, and it was my favorite. Just my favorite.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if I ever know where 50 came from in Plant Girl 50, your old username.
It's so
Or did
dumb.
we ask this?
No.
It's
Do
so
you
dumb. It's
know-
so dumb.
Was that your favorite rapper, Fitty?
The amount of people that have asked me, are you really 50 years old? And I'm like, no.
Why would
You should
someone
just
put
say
their
yeah.
age?
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Yes, I am.
Why?
And keep it for years.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
No, so it originally came from my like old AOL handle was Jeep Girl _ 50 because that's the only thing that was available.
Jeep Girl.
So
Cheap girl.
that's why and that's when I was starting my plant account, I could not come up with a name. And my husband jokingly was like, haha, Plant Girl _ 50.
Oh, that's funny.
That's where I came from. Yeah.
Well, it's recently changed.
Yes.
She no longer goes by Plant Girl _ 50, and I have to drill that into my brain.
Oh, the
now
old
when
Brie
we
can't
talk
come to
about
the
you.
phone right now. Why?
Oh,
she's
dead.
dead.
Because she's dead. Okay, let's talk about this.
Sorry.
Let's talk about your new Instagram handle, and inquiring minds want to know, like, are you a real witch?
No. I wish. Aspiring.
Let's work on
I don't
that.
know. I've
Yeah,
since I was a little girl, have wanted to be a witch. Like that's so, I don't know. Always been in the dark, spooky. Not like the real dark, like actual scary stuff, but like,
Yeah.
The fun.
Scary adjacent.
Yeah.
The practical magic witchy.
Yeah.
Yes, practical. I was gonna say I was trying to think of the
100%.
name.
Yep.
Practical
I
magic.
always wanted to have like a herbal garden that I make lotions with and did it because
Yes.
I used to do massage therapy for like 15 years.
Oh.
This is news. But so I worked
This
in
makes so much sense with your voice. Stop. I can
Really?
hear it. Yes, I can hear it.
That's
How's
funny.
the pressure?
Yeah. Is that okay? All right.
Oh gosh.
Now turn over. But yeah, so like lotions and face creams, you know, with herbs that I grew in my backyard, that kind of witch. That's what I want to be.
Mm-hmm. Fun.
So-
An earthy witch.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that ties in your Instagram handle really beautifully. Agothicary.
Yes.
Wait, what is it? Agothicary Garden.
Yep.
Gardens.
Yep.
Gardens.
I had to have alliteration in there because I love an
Yeah.
alliteration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. It just
Yeah.
sounds good. It makes it memorable. And I just love that it's like a made up word as well. It kind of came from
It came from you guys.
our ChatGPT episode. And
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is your channel. This is you.
Yeah.
And then we all started texting about the new change. And I just think it's perfect.
Yeah, so thank you
Yeah.
guys, because I really have wanted to change it for so long, but couldn't come up with something that fit. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all thanks to you guys.
I love
Well,
that.
we're just anticipating the merch drop. That's all I have to say. Like we're waiting here.
Yeah,
Patiently.
I'm very excited about that. Could do so many fun things.
You could do so many fun things.
Wait,
oh
but
my
I feel like you need to tell the story about your hubby, what he asked you the other night, if you want to.
Oh,
If that's
yeah.
okay. Because this
Well,
is like kind of
he's-
recently after your change, after your like
Yeah.
username change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
he wasn't fully on board, which is so funny because like he has nothing to do with it. So it's but he is the one that said plant girl _50. So I get why he was like attached to that.
He was like,
you know?
"Don't take it away."
Yeah.
You've had it
I
for
get it,
so
Jake.
long.
If you're listening, I get it.
So I was telling him the Agothicary Gardens. He's like, where is the gardens? And I'm like, hello? All these plants? And he's like, there
Hello?
is not one damn vegetable in this house. Yeah, and then I showed these guys. I was like, hey, I have basil on the porch, okay? And it is
Keyword
had.
It is dried in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Ready
crush
to
it up
go.
into a little
Honestly,
bottle and
Yes.
Farm to fork.
Right. Well, that's
Farm to fork.
Oh, see, I should point out that I have herbs on my shelf that I grew,
See?
dried,
See?
and
Exactly.
used them. So it
No,
worked.
but I was
There you
talking about the
go.
story when you woke him up in the middle of the night.
Oh my gosh, that one. Sorry.
So
Wait, do I
many
know the
Jake
story?
stories. Yeah.
I posted it on my stories. So
I might not have seen it.
my daughter
Fake
came
friend.
in. It was the middle of the night. And she'd had a dream, so she was talking to me. And I was like whispering to her so that I didn't wake him up, you know, talking to her about
Yeah.
it. And he didn't know she came in. And he sat up and he's like, are you putting a spell on me? Like, I love so much that was his first thought.
Are you putting a
When he
spell on
hears,
me?
yeah, like, oh, she's hexing me.
But like, what would happen if you just tried? Like, what would happen if you
Right?
just called Taylor up? You just
Yeah, right?
try a little something, something.
What made you want to start creating like online? Like what made you want to bring your passion for plants and your passion for art to the internet?
It was, okay, so two things. One was no one in my family did houseplants. Like, they all did outdoor gardens.
Okay.
And so I had slowly converted everyone and taught them how to do
Oh.
houseplants. And now they all have their houses full.
Oh, that's fun.
But just realizing, like, that I could help people grow plants and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that as well. And then my cute sister-in-law started a plant page and she's like, you should do it too. And this was I think it was 2018.
Mhm.
And that's when I
Okay.
found all of you on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Really? That long
Yeah.
ago?
mhm.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was, because it was after I had moved here, I believe, the first time. And because I had really gotten into cacti and succulents when we lived in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, just realizing like I could help people with plants.
I think that my first YouTube video was January of 2019.
Okay.
I think. And Adam, you started before that, right? You started like mid 2018?
Yeah, I was in 2018 or towards the end of it, I think.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I know.
What is time?
Wild. Yeah.
And I still have plants. Like, I've never had a hobby this long.
Well, what are a few of your favorite projects to work on? Like, I guess outside of plants, what's your favorite thing to do?
Well, painting and drawing, and lately embroidery. And then I also just, because I don't have enough hobbies, I am doing a crochet along. So it's this adorable Christmas quilt that's like gingerbread houses and cute things. And you do a square every week.
Oh my God, that's
Christmas.
So cool.
Yeah. So me and my niece are doing it.
Is it like a class online or is it like on YouTube?
YouTube videos, and they send you the whole box of like all the yarn and supplies. So
that's so
nice.
Cute.
But all I've done is a hat. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh.
We'll see.
I'm sure you got this. Your what do they call those? What do you call the circles? What did you just say? Is it
embroidery? Yeah.
Are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Visited not too long ago and she really tried to get me into it. Really tried to get me into it. And I really tried to get into it, but I don't think I have the skill set for it. I know I don't. Let's just say I don't. But yours are so good. The one that you made for Mickey, she has a Chicago studio. It is so cool. It was like a frog. We'll have to post a picture of it in Instagram stories, but it is impressive. Like
the frog
people
is
sell
cool.
Thank you.
Yes. People sell these online for so much money, and I know why, because they take forever to do.
They do, like, take
literally
a long time. I was teaching. Sorry, I was closing my blind because it was like.
That's okay. Yeah. You had all these beautiful glowy lines all over.
I was teaching my sister, and I had told her how much I posted one for sale, and then I was showing her how to do it, and she's like, "That's not enough. You need to sell it for more," because it takes so long.
Okay, so when you started that project, did you know you were going to sell it, or were you like, I'm going to make this and then I'm going to sell it? Because I have such a hard time letting go of things that I make, which is a problem. But how do you do that?
I have to go into it knowing, like, I made it specifically to share. And then, like Mickey's, I made her that one specifically because she does taxidermy and, that type of stuff. Okay. Yeah, I have to know I'm going to give it away and not become attached to it, because I'm the same, where I get very attached.
It's easy to do, especially when something comes out so beautiful. You're like, shoot, I don't know if I could do this again.
Yeah.
Like make an exact replica.
Yep.
Your move, I feel like, really brought out. Okay, so your decor in Wisconsin was always a vibe. Like, I don't know, but I feel like this move like inspired you to get more. I don't know the word, but I feel like it changed, like in a way.
Yeah.
So like, what happened, or like what was inspiring that?
I think I've always slowly been moving towards it. And I think towards the end of Wisconsin, I really was leaning into it more. So then here, starting fresh, I could just start with that decor. You know what I mean? Instead of like, maybe I was subconsciously like easing my family into it, So like slowly adding it. Just more
what is
like
this?
I guess I want my house to look like a museum, like a Gothic museum from the Victorian era.
Yeah.
So slowly adding more insects. And I think that was part of it too, is because it's not a cheap hobby by any means, pinning insects. Yeah. So like slowly acquiring them and adding them in. Whereas here, I kind of just had them all and could put them up, if that makes sense.
Your home is beautiful.
Thank you.
From what I've seen from our little FaceTime
the
tours.
Entryway, I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. But would you say that like moving into a new home kind of gave you a little bit of inspiration because like there's different like nooks and crannies and like
Yes.
your stairwell has those cute little windows.
Yeah,
So
especially
Okay.
that entry wall that it's so big because it was inspired by the
Yes.
museum in Utah. Because you walk in and it's this like 3-story glass display of like insects and fossils, and so it kind of was that where it like just feels like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Feels very
definitely
grand.
Yeah.
It is a statement when you walk in, and it's just so cool. I don't know.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it in person one day. Like it's just, I don't know. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is. It's like an aesthetic that like, it's funny because you see something in someone else's house and you're like, gosh, that is so cool. Like, I would love to do that. But would I really like to have insects in my house? Probably not. But like, it's so cool. It's so cool and cozy to see how you have it set up, because like, it's not only that, like you mix it with plants and you mix it with other pieces from like thrifting and vintage pieces. And it just, the way that it all comes together is, it's definitely like an art.
Thank you.
To do that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's so nice. We love to do dinner parties, but we haven't done one since like pre-COVID because COVID. And then we didn't really have like a big, if we did dinners in Wisconsin, we did them other places. Like we haven't had people at our home. And here, my husband has friends in his class that he already knew. And so we had them over for dinner, and I was like, oh no, it's the first time having people I don't know in my house since leaning into this side. And I was like, but they all loved it. And now I'm teaching a butterfly pinning class to all the spouses next month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
So it worked out
That is
well. I was
so
like,
cool.
either they'll like it or they'll think I'm a freak and never come back. So
No, I
What's
feel
the
like
worst that
that
can
stuff,
happen?
like, I guess around the right people, though, it just is inspiring to see someone really lean into something, like a theme, and also be willing to teach. Like, you also teach or taught terrarium classes and stuff. So, like, how did you get into teaching?
my friend Mickey that has the studio in Chicago, because she is also like a everything artist, like does all different things. And
Yeah.
she had a studio space and she just wanted to open it up to other artists. And so she reached out to me and asked if there was anything I'd want to teach to do with plants. And that's just kind of how it happened. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I
It was
love that
fun.
terrarium class. It's so fun. People get so into it.
They
and it's so
do.
easy to do that
Yep.
I feel like people go into it thinking like, oh, like I could never do this on my own. And then they leave thinking like, this was so much more simple than I thought,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. And so easy to take care of. It's a great like entry into plants.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
still have mine going strong.
Amazing. See?
That's
I love
great.
that.
If you ever start like virtual classes, I would love to take a butterfly pinning class from you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can help with
Little
equipment.
idea.
I can help with the production.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So the chatter may be over for the main pod, but if you want a little more,
Check us out on Patreon. We have our first tier, which gets an extra long episode once a month, along with a video component.
And then we have another tier which gets an extra chatty episode or mini-sode every single week.
we're so excited to keep the convo going, so head to patreon.com/poddedtogether to subscribe today.
I wanted to ask, like, what like inspires you to create? Because every artist has obviously this well of creativity, but like what fills that well, and like where does it come from?
I think it's just in me. Like I had an interesting childhood, but when I was
Haven't we
like,
all?
yeah, exactly. When I was like 3 and 4, I was very much on my own. My mom struggled with depression, and so she was in bed all day usually, and I'm the youngest, and so all my siblings were at school. And I would watch, they tell me this, obviously I don't like fully remember it, but I would watch this TV program of like crafts, and then I would go out. We lived like kind of in a wooded area, and so I'd go outside and find things in nature that like would work as the supplies and make the crafts. So I've just been doing this since I was little. I don't know. But it's like
foraging.
It's definitely my like, it's how I cope with life. Like if I'm stressed or anxious, like it's what makes me feel calm. And you know, baking, similar, like anything creating, like grounded. I have to be doing something and creating something. So
yeah. Do you have like a favorite project you've ever worked on? I know it's hard, but is there anything that's like really sticks out?
I really loved my Audrey that I made with clay, the plant thing
from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes, I loved that because it kind of encompassed everything, like using my hands with clay and then painting as well.
I think that was like the first thing I saw online of yours before we were really close friends.
Yeah.
That made me realize that you were an actual like artist. Like I didn't dig that deep, and I was like, wait, she's not just into plants. Like, this is cool.
Yeah. And it's been something like I've done illustrating in the past, and you know, it's something that's always been like in the background, but I've never fully like I said, it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I am an artist. Like I do, but I'm trying to lean into it more and share it more, because it was a very like, I didn't really share it very much before. It's been like the last year and a half about.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. It's so hard to put yourself out there like that, to like open up to get people's opinions,
especially when it is
like,
personal.
Yeah. At the same time, though, it's like so powerful, and so much growth happens when you push through that. So
yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I love that.
Would you say that being a 4 makes sharing your art hard?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, we joke a lot that Nicole is like surrounded by 4s.
I told her she collects neurodivergent 4s.
Yeah, literally, we have 3 right here, and then Nicole, like, what is it about a type A 3 that attracts neurodivergent 4s?
It's so
like,
funny.
I don't know.
And we're talking about the what is that called? The Enneagram.
Enneagram, yeah.
Enneagram 4. Yeah, what is that dynamic? Like, Nicole, what do you have to say for yourself? Like, honestly.
I don't know. Like, a part of me is wondering if you guys have any other type A 3 friends, or if all of your friends are 4s, because I don't know what that says about me. I feel like help. I don't know.
I feel like being friends with you, Nicole, is very easy because you're just straightforward. Like, what you see is what you get. And like, as a 4, I feel like we live our lives very cryptically.
Yes.
And being Adam and Bree's friend is sometimes stressful, although it's always great. But you know what I mean? It's always like, oh, do they hate me?
Yes.
Like, no, they don't. They love you.
Yes. That's very true, though. It's very refreshing to have someone that, like, you know where you stand. You don't have to question or overthink. Not that I ever truly think you guys hate me, but you get it. You know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. I get it.
The overthinking brain. So it is nice to have, like, I know when I ask you a question, Nicole, you're telling me straight, you know, and that's, it's nice.
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad for you guys. I'm like, what's going on? How can I help?
It's exhausting.
It really is. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, shut it off.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody hates me, but I'm gonna go to bed.
I am really trying to be more direct and like explain myself, so I don't let myself like go down those rabbit holes of thought processes this year. Like, I've been really trying, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I think you're doing good, though. I think you're doing pretty good. I've noticed a little bit of a shift.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah,
it's funny when you start to learn like what you need, like communication wise. Like, you're like, okay, like here's Anyway, that is why it's easy to be your friend, Nicole. You're just like, you wear everything on your sleeve.
Oh, well, thank you. Sometimes I do get worried, though. Sometimes I overthink what I'm going to say to you guys, because I don't want you guys to either take it the wrong way or ponder on it all day long. And I'm very, very fast to answer text messages because I don't want you guys thinking I hate you for an hour if my phone happens to be on the
How stressful.
I
Honestly, I'm
know.
Nicole. We're like, oh my God, she hates us. No,
But that's it. I love you guys.
But Nicole did a couple weeks ago. She was like, I wanted to talk to you guys about something, but I can't talk until Monday. So just so you guys know. And I was like,
Bree immediately was like,
Nicole,
absolutely not.
No.
Are you mad at me? Like for no reason. She's like, no.
I tell people, if you really want to cut me deep, tell me that. Tell me that you need to talk to me, but you can't do it for a couple days.
See,
Oh,
I
Jesus.
didn't even
not.
think of that. I had to
Yeah.
immediately tell her, like, no, it's nothing to worry about. And she was like, okay, because I'm going to think about this all weekend.
And I
It will
still did, even though she was
consume
like,
me.
it's fine. Same.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Same. Well, Bree, you mentioned like ADHD. So
Yes.
what's your ADHD deal?
Oh, it's exhausting.
What's your brand?
My
Yeah,
brand.
what's your personal brand?
So I was, let's see, it was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So it's old. Like I was old when I was diagnosed. But I was driving from, I just think it's funny, so I'll tell you how I figured it out. My brother was diagnosed with it. It's still in his adulthood, but like in his young 20s. And I was visiting them in Southern California and driving home to Northern California. And I had both of my kids and his son, so my nephew. And I was driving alone and I had helped them move that weekend. So I was exhausted. And he's like, you know what? Here's a caffeine pill. If you get really tired, just take this caffeine pill. And I was like, okay. So I took it and I called him and I'm like, I don't think you gave me a caffeine pill. I was like, I'm the calmest I've ever been in my life. I was like, I feel like I could take a nap. And like, I just held an hour-long phone conversation and that has never happened before.
Oh my god.
And he's like, so you need to go to your doctor because that was secretly Adderall. So,
Oh my gosh.
so he's like,
I don't know if I've heard this story.
Yeah.
That's funny.
so
What a risk.
I know. I'm like, well, and I know people take it, you know.
Right. Well, I was gonna
Recreationally.
ask, like, what happens if your brain doesn't need it? What does your
Oh,
body do?
You're
I'm wondering,
literally
Do you
like
bounce off the walls?
yeah, like
Yeah,
hyper
it's an upper,
energy,
so, like,
hyper
yeah.
focused. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
awake. People took it a lot in college just so they could stay up
Yeah.
all night studying.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So the
but if you
fact that
have
I was
ADHD,
like,
actually,
oh.
Honestly, I was going to be like, there's caffeine pills? Can you give me the name of
No,
these caffeine
There
pills?
are.
There
You
are,
can get
though,
them.
but
Like it's
I
a
don't know if you
capsule.
should.
No. Yeah.
I don't know if I should either.
It's probably
but,
not.
You know.
The Mormons wouldn't like that.
No, I know.
You can
Don't
show
tell the
shoulder, but no
Mormons.
caffeine.
No, caffeine's fine. Just no coffee.
Oh, okay.
just
Oh.
no
Okay.
hot drinks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No hot drinks.
That's a whole rabbit
Becca,
hole.
how do you know so much about Mormonism?
I know. I'm
The
impressed.
Secret Life of Mormons. Secret Life of, what is that show that's out now?
Secret Life.
Secret Life of Mormon Wives. Nicole, have you not watched it yet?
Well, okay. See, here's the thing. I watched the first episode, I think, and I didn't realize it was more reality TV. I thought it was more documentary style.
Oh.
It's reality TV. We all know how I feel about
Yeah.
reality TV. It has to be specific. Like, I haven't really watched much more than like Sister Wives in reality TV wise. And that's scripted, you
Yeah.
know, mostly. So
I mean, okay, I understand, but
yeah. It's
This
good though, I
one-
hear.
I will tell you, I was
It's
in
weird.
Utah when it came out, and the Mormons were pissed about that.
Oh, they were mad about it.
Yeah, they did not.
Oh.
But there were billboards for it everywhere, which was hilarious to me. Like,
Of course.
so funny.
That's so
Uh.
funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, but
We have-
ADHD in true ADHD version, or, you know,
Fun.
fashion. There we go.
Yes.
We spiraled off of that. So I went to the doctor, got diagnosed with ADHD, like
Okay.
pretty easily. But
Mhm.
mine is fun. It's extra spicy because I also have OCD, like diagnosed
Mm.
OCD, which when you want things very controlled and specific, but you can't do them because your brain doesn't work, it's very frustrating.
You got snuck an Adderall and bam.
There we go.
Life changed forever.
Yeah.
Well, do you
It
think
does have to be hard because I feel like you're constantly probably battling yourself.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I was talking to my brother this week. Also, that's what I've noticed about Adderall with me too, is like I could have conversations that I didn't have with people. Like I would pick up the phone and call people, and I'd never do that. And I'd be on the phone for a long time.
Yeah.
And I told Steve, I said, it's like I'm doing tasks that I would always put off and put off and put off. And I don't even think about, I just like pick up the phone and boom, like it doesn't even, I don't even have a pause. But my nephew is struggling in school. He loved school last year. This year he's really struggling. And over the summer when we were visiting them, I did notice like he just had uncontrolled emotions. And it reminded me as a kid, like myself as a kid. And I just like had this epiphany of like, why didn't someone, because I was always just told you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you have a chemical imbalance. Like my family would always say things like that to me, which I probably did. And I'm like, yeah, no, like I wonder what it would have been like to be fixed.
Yeah, can we treat it?
Yeah. Like because taking Adderall as an adult like has changed everything. So I told my brother last night, I was like, because my family doesn't believe mental health is a thing. So he thinks he's a failure or that his sperm is wrong because his kids have ADHD or autism. And I said, there's nothing wrong with your sperm. I said this to my brother in Snapchat. There's nothing wrong with your sperm. You're not a failure. But what makes you a failure is noticing that your son needs something and you're not acting on it. And I was like, all that's going to happen to this poor kid is he's going to believe that he's the bad kid because schools can't handle this because they don't have the capacity. And if you're not going to get him tested, then he's just going to always be in the bad kid class. And then that's what he's going to feel like. And he will hate school and drop out. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, but
True.
I think he's going to take action. So I'm happy.
it's like a pride thing, like a really strange pride thing, but I feel like it's more honorable to be like, oh no, I have this thing, like let's fix it, like let's find, like with taking Zoloft or like antidepressants and stuff, like that changed my life, honestly. But it was so hard, but it changed my life. And
yeah,
I was like, this is how people live normally, like they don't have to work so hard to be happy. Like that's so weird.
They just tackle
And I think
projects?
it's still
What?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said they just tackle projects? Like what?
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, they just do things, they just call people.
I think it's still really hard for people too. Like obviously mental health has become something that people aren't afraid to talk about as much anymore as it was when like our parents were growing up. But because our parents never talked about it, we were never taught at our, well, like maybe Becca more so, but like the three of us back in the 90s, like it still wasn't a thing. So us being adults and being diagnosed, I think that's why a lot of millennials are being diagnosed later in life, because no one took us to the doctor and like we had to do it for ourselves. And we're still holding on to some of that shame. That's like, I can't speak from experience, but this is what I've been seeing. And like, you know, I swear my husband has ADHD too. And it's like, yeah, you just got to do it and not worry about what people think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it could literally change your life being medicated.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Bree, since I found out well, I'm sorry, Becca, you're going to feel very left out because we're doing a 90s thing. But Bree, Nicole, and I are all very similar ages.
God. Listen, I was not born in 2001.
Okay, when were you born?
Mid 90s.
What's
Okay.
midnight?
I'm not saying it because for privacy reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's actually smart. I'm going to hide it, but mid 90s. Listen, I get this shit from Daniel. I get this shit from you guys being like,
Yeah, you
you're not
do.
a real 90s kid.
No,
blah,
but
blah."
you kind of are. Like I never think about it until like we start talking about age, and I was like, oh wait, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
only,
I always forget.
it's certain things you say, like, I was in middle school when, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes up
Yeah.
a lot on the pod. I understand.
There's a TikTok that I sent to Becca that I was like, we have to do this the next time we're together. It's like, oh man.
Age gap friends.
Age gap friends, yeah. And one's like 42 and the other one's 24. And I was like, this is literally us.
Yeah. Except
Okay.
I'm almost
sorry.
30.
Sorry. Okay.
I am not a child.
I'm almost 30. I want to ask some this or that questions. It doesn't have to be rapid fire. I also don't know how much of a pulse you had on pop culture, but I do remember your picture from 2003, and I was like, you look like a girl that like was just in my high school. Like it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a vibe.
I think she's gonna know all of these.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, it's not a test. It's just this or that. So, okay, we're going to start off as simple.
Okay.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Ooh, NSYNC, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay. FUBU or Jinko?
Oh, I had so many Jinkos. So dumb.
I love that. Oh my god. Friends or Seinfeld?
Oh. Can I say both?
You can.
Because
We'll
they're
allow it.
totally different vibe, I feel.
They are.
But I guess I would pick Friends if I had to pick. I don't know. They're both so funny, though, but so
They
different.
are. I haven't watched all of Seinfeld, but I keep meaning to do that. Like
We
I
started
love
watching it again.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brave yet controversial. I do not like Seinfeld at all.
No?
No, I cannot connect to any of the characters at all.
Have you tried it older? Because it's definitely more funny to me now.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't. It's been a really long time. So maybe.
Yeah.
You try it again?
Maybe give it a go. Okay, curling iron or crimper?
Oh, curling iron.
Did you ever fall victim to the crimp?
Yes. And with my naturally curly hair, the crimp,
Oh,
it is not good.
Crimping is very popular again. It's coming
is.
back.
Yeah.
Or it's back.
Especially
rather.
like
Wow.
the big crimps. And it looks so cute on other people, but oh no. It's terrible.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sun in or box hair dye?
Oh shit.
Box hair dye. I dyed
Yeah.
my hair myself far too many times.
Oh, same.
Wow.
But sun in never really worked on mine. I think because I have such coarse hair that it was
Yeah.
just like,
Mm.
nah.
I used to spray it
I
on when
loved
I
a
was
sun-in moment.
when I was in my lifeguarding days, but it only
Oh,
like
yeah.
turned my hair. I only got to like orange,
Mm,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my hair's black.
That's maybe was my problem. It was my hair's too dark naturally.
And that was just peroxide spray, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Swimming pool or lake?
Oh, lake. I love a lake. I grew up on a
No.
lake.
She was a fairy.
I was a fatty. I grew up on Utah Lake. I don't know how familiar you are with Utah area, but it's like takes up the whole valley, wraps around a giant lake. So we spent my best
Ooh.
friend, they had a boat, so we spent all weekends on the lake.
Oh,
that's
that's so
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Ska or rap? What was your music?
Ska.
You were Five
I
Iron
love
Frenzy?
ska.
Who,
Oh, yeah.
Who were we? Okay.
See now when you put me on the spot, this is why I tested horribly. If I'm ever on the spot, everything leaves my brain. And I'm like, I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you later, bands, but
Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp?
okay.
It's a tough one.
Now
In the 90s.
in the 90s it would have been Leo.
But now.
Oh,
Now
we were the Pretty
Johnny.
Boys.
Yeah,
now now.
which is funny because not at all now. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I
It's like
loved
those Diddy parties.
Brad Pitt, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh gosh,
Jonathan Taylor
JTT. Oh.
Yeah,
Becca Googles Jonathan Taylor.
I know.
Snap bracelet or choker?
Ooh, snap bracelets.
I love snap bracelets.
Those
Yeah,
are- They're fierce.
yeah.
Alicia Silverstone or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Alicia Silverstone.
Okay.
I loved. I cannot think of the name of it right now, but it's the movie with Del Toro, Benicio Del Toro, where she pretends her own kidnapping.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
What's the name of
man.
I
that?
loved Loved her.
It's going to
in
bother
that.
me, so I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, Google it because it's gonna bother me too.
Excess baggage.
Yes.
Excess
Yes.
baggage.
He is in Reptile. Benicio del Toro is in Reptile.
Okay.
So they made another movie together.
Anyway, total tangent. Sorry, but
Total tangent. Just a few more. Goosebumps or the Babysitters Club?
Goosebumps. That's me. Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
It's
For
your
sure.
vibe.
Yeah.
I was the R.L. Stein fan club, and I
Ooh,
got
Oh,
some,
me too.
the box in a coffin. It was like a cardboard coffin.
Me too.
I
Do you still
didn't
have
get
it?
that.
I did not, but I did think when I got it, I was like, oh, well, I could bury the cat in this.
Oh,
Oh shit.
I don't know why. Daria or Beavis and Butthead?
Beavis and Butthead. Only because my brothers loved them, so we watch them all the time.
Okay.
Oh my god, I loved Daria though.
Me too.
Beavis and Butthead.
Okay,
Oh.
last question. MTV or VH1?
MTV.
MTV. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
That
love
was
that.
fun. A good memory lane trip.
Oh my gosh. I was
Yeah.
thinking about because I was thinking about Gadzooks the other day, the clothing store, but I don't think people know that
Oh
anymore.
my gosh. That
I do. I
I
commented.
do.
That's where I got my
forgotten about
Jinko
it, but
jeans and my wallet chain and my alien wallets and my mushroom
Yes,
stickers.
baby.
And,
yes.
oh my gosh.
I had
That's-
forgotten about Gadzooks. That's so funny.
Now it's
Yeah,
now
that's
it's like an enchilada shop. There's Gadzooks like down the street, and it's very good enchiladas.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love an enchilada.
The more you know. Bree, thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming on finally. I mean, the three of us feel like we know you already, but like we just
Yeah.
wanted, the podcast peeps to get to know you a little bit better because everybody loves you and we love you.
I love you guys. Thank you for having
Ditto.
me. This is so fun.
Well, I wanted to ask Bree, when did you start listening to Potted Together?
Oh, the first episode.
Oh, really? From moment one?
Yeah. Big fan.
You did.
Well, because
Oh.
I know, like, not to fangirl too hard, you guys. Don't be creeped out. But I followed you all on YouTube from the beginning. So when you all started, like, your first YouTube together, I was so excited because I knew all of you separately. So then seeing you come
Yeah.
together and your vibe was so fun. So then when you started a podcast, I was so stoked. Yeah, I've been here from the get.
A little imposter syndrome, of course, but I kind of get that feeling because I watched a couple of girls on YouTube separately as well, and they started a podcast, and I was just like, this is the best thing because when you
Yeah.
love individual personalities and then they come together, it's like, this is so cool. Like, I wish more people would do it.
Yes. Yep.
You know?
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
That's
Is there
so
a
fun.
favorite moment over the whole course of the podcast that sticks out to you? Actually, just before we get into the season 5 review, I'm just curious.
Oh, that's such a
And
good
that's a big question. It's okay if you don't have an answer. We can just cut it out.
I
Oh,
think
cool.
honestly, just the BYC
Becca,
as
your
a
four
whole.
down.
Like,
Put my what down?
I said put your 4 down. I was a joke. Because you're like, you
Oh.
don't have to answer it. It's okay.
no pressure.
I was like, what am I holding? I'm like holding a pen. Like, am I clicking my pen on accident? Sorry.
No.
No, I think just the BYC, because from the beginning, the podcast has always just felt like hanging out with you guys as a listener. So it's always been fun. But the BYC took that to like a new level of just getting to know your personalities more. And like, there's never been an episode that I'm not like cackling the whole time. It's so funny. And I have like introduced you to my family. Like, if my niece comes out often and I always have her listen.
Oh my
So-
Oh,
god.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is really
that's
fun.
really
That gives,
sweet.
that gives me anxiety though, because sometimes like you can see how easy it is to forget that you're going to be putting this out to the public. Like it's just chatting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There were moments where I'm like, what did I say? Is there anything?
Yeah. Yeah,
when
before we got on, I was like, just remember, like, if there's anything you want to cut out, just say cut
Yeah.
it out. Because you think back and you're like, maybe I shouldn't tell the world.
And that's the foreign me's like, just cut all me out. Just leave the audio.
Yeah.
Overthinking.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, season 5 was really eventful. a personal favorite for me was our episode where it was like the deal breakers. So it was like they're a 10, but
Yes.
that was one of my favorite trends
loved that
on
episode.
specifically TikTok.
Yeah.
Those videos were so funny. So yeah, we'd be like, they're a 10, but you know, they drop all their leaves like every winter or something like that. That was, and then you'd have to like rate it. So that was the episode. And the only reason I bring this up is because every single time we've had a meetup, there is at least one person who comes up to me to mention this. But this is the episode where I said that I always notice people's toenails.
Yes.
Yeah.
And literally every meetup, someone's been like, so I painted my toes for this or something to that effect. Like, I was extra conscious of what my toes looked like before I came, and I was like, no.
That I will. Yep, I wore socks.
Stop.
Everybody has their kinks.
Again, it's never judgy. I just observe and take note.
Becca
funny.
loves a raw
she's
toe.
judging. She's judging.
The only person I judge is Daniel.
That's fair.
So that was a personal highlight because that just keeps coming up, and I just think that's so funny.
That's really
hilarious.
funny.
That was a fun episode.
That was. Season 5 was our first series for the spooky plants.
Yes.
That was fun. I really enjoyed doing those, like, and like having a little like sound effects stuff in them, and
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
into
that
Yeah,
it.
was
this
way
is
fun.
actually the first season we're not doing a Halloween thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, maybe we should. Oh, no, we're not, because this is the
No.
Halloween episode.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So we just got a witch on. That's all we did.
Yeah, we got a witch.
Perfect. Even better. Even
Yeah.
better. Season 5 was also the episode where we talked about overconsumption of plants. And I think that was a really good one. Because again, like, relatable.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like we've all kind of been there at a moment with our plant collections and like feeling like, okay, maybe we should just learn to love what we have and stop consuming so much, you know, to fill the void. What a time. What a time to be alive. And thanks, Bree, for just, you know, coming along with us
Heck yeah.
through all of Potted Together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just been an OG.
I love you guys.
You really are a true friend of ours, and we adore you. Where can everybody find you? You want to shout out your Instagram handles? Because, I mean, let's be honest, everybody listening probably already follows you. But if they don't, where can they find you?
At Gothic Harry Gardens and at Unturned Stone Designs. And that's the same across all platforms.
Bree has a podcast coming out, and we almost didn't even talk about
That's
that.
right.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Which I'm so excited for because hello, spooky, I'm there.
I know.
In a second.
I'm excited.
But you're doing it with your friend
I am.
from
give us-
Wisconsin.
Give the audience the elevator pitch.
So, if you love the outdoors and if you love the spooky side of the outdoors, but not so spooky that you won't sleep that night, just like, you know, spooky adjacent. It's the Beautiful Outdoors, and we're on Instagram already. Already did the art for it because I was so excited. But
I love it. I love
Oh.
it.
yeah, so it's coming soon. We'll just talk about all things spooky in the outdoors, and my first episode is cryptids, which I love. So
Okay, what
That's
is
gonna be fun.
cryptid?
like Sasquatch and Mothman, you know, like those.
Oh, okay.
Jay's favorite.
So
He's obsessed.
there's
Gotcha.
Listen.
Wisconsin's cryptid is a hodag, which is this like
Oh.
the name alone.
That's
Oh, dang.
a
that's a name.
hodag. And it's this like weird giant dog bear creature. It's so funny. Anyway, so that's mine because I think it's hilarious. It's the funniest one. to
I
me.
love the art. It's so cute.
Thank you.
It is.
You guys are gonna have to go look on Instagram. We'll link it in the
Thank
show
you.
notes, but it's super cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aw.
Your brain is crazy. Bree
I
has
know,
also worked
yeah.
on my merch for the last 2 times. So the merch that is currently like for sale right now, she also did my holiday collection. It is so
Mhm.
beautiful. and she's just incredibly talented and so easy to work with. So
Thank you.
and it's a constant back and forth because I'm like, all right, like if you don't want to do anymore, that's totally fine. And she's like, no, I want to. I'm like, okay, but are you sure? Are you sure you don't just?
Are you sure?
Okay.
It's
No
painful.
pressure.
It's so painful.
No
Literally.
pressure.
No pressure at all. But
And I'm like,
everything
if you absolutely hate the whole thing, it's totally fine. Not offended.
which has never happened. So anyway, all right, Brie, thank
So
you so much
funny.
for coming on.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you guys for
you.
having me. I adore you.
Ditto.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.